And Jesus sat over against the treasury, and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury. And many that were rich cast in much. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. And he called unto him his disciples, and saith unto them, Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living.
Steve, can you read? This is New King James Version. Now Jesus sat opposite the treasury, and saw how the people put money into the treasury, and many who were rich put in much. Then one poor widow came and threw in 2 mites, which makes a farthing. So he called his disciples to himself and said to them, Assuredly I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given to the treasury. For they all put in out of their abundance, but she out of her poverty put in all that she had, with her whole livelihood. But all King James? All do King James too? Yeah, they have the same. That's good. So, does anyone want to read? What is that telling us? What is that verse actually saying? You could reread the verse and then you could get what you believe. It can be anything. I guess say what comes to you when you read it, like what do you perceive from it, what kind of message do you understand from these 4 verses, or what do you think it's telling you, or telling Christians, or why would Jesus call his disciples to him and be like, hey, look at this widow, see what she did? Because it seems like an everyday occurrence where people give money to the treasury, people donate. But Jesus paid attention to this one event, and it was written in the Bible. One event was written in the Bible. So, try to think of it like in that light. Any other input? If you read some different version of this Bible, of this verse, it talks about how those rich people actually threw the money in, but the widow gently put it. But that's some translation. But usually, if you try to go with the strong concordance, you could, like Crosswalk.com Bible study tools, if you use that. The Greek words right there, how the rich people threw in the money, or you could actually use the word as put in the money also, and also the widow could actually threw in the money also, or actually put it. The Greek word is actually either you could throw or put in. But different people, if you read one translation that says the rich man threw in the money and the widow putting it gently, that could be the wrong kind of interpretation of it.
Well, it seems to me like it's saying that the rich people put in, money, but the poor widow put in everything she had.
Yes. That's a very good answer. Also, we have here, they're constantly putting money. There's not, I have a lot, and the rich people have a lot. So, what if you, I could give you that. I could give you this. Once in a while, I'll throw in like $1,000, $10,000, whichever. But the widow gave everything. With that understanding, what can we bring about in that story?
She's the one that gave more.
And we can also understand it as Christians or people who so-called themselves Christians, living their lives as, I'm a Christian, but I don't study the Bible. I go to service. I do that. But I drink with my friends. But I go hang around with Christian friends also. I have a Christian family. But I do this. I stay up all night playing games, blah blah blah. But no, I'm a Christian. I'm saved by God. You can also think it like that and have the widow. You can understand the widow as, no, I'm gonna give my whole life to God. I'm gonna give everything I have. It says, the widow cast more in than all they which for all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living. You can understand that. Who are we? Are we the rich people or are we the widow?
For I guess the reason why he called, the observation is why he called the disciples is because all these guys, Jesus one day is using the opportunity to teach them, hey, you guys are going to be pastors, apostles. And I think it's like, you know what? Don't judge by the outwardly things. If he's rich, he's poor, you can't accept him or her into the church. Yeah. And I think that teaches them that life lesson. Hey, don't judge. You shouldn't be looking. That's what they did. There were people looking at, by how much you give. That's all. That's where you rank in the church. But with God, there's no difference. And he looks at the heart. I think that's what.
All this interpretation is correct. You could turn it around with different translation. You could say, are we going to worship God by throwing in money, or are we going to gently put it in? But that wasn't the actual verse. They both put in gently. They both say, I'm going to give God. They had that same mentality, but it's just, are we going to give everything to God, or are we going to keep some of our stuff and live as a Christian like that? So that was a good Bible study, I guess. Of course, there's a lot of tools what you could use. Strong Concordance, very good tool. You can understand what they were actually trying to say in the Greek text. You don't have to read. You don't have to understand the whole Greek. We have a couple, Steve, Chris, and Jonathan, who did some of the Bible study, and they don't know Greek, but they looked up the Greek word and the definition of that, and then say, I actually understand what they're trying to say. And that's a pretty good tool. Also, different translations is a very good tool, understanding different people who interpreted or translated the Bible, and they try to get that. We have so many tools on how to study the Bible. We could use, we have the opportunity. From a long time ago, they only had the Bible. And that's it, if they had the Bible at all. If they had the Bible at all. In the Middle Ages, only the priest, not even the priest had the Bible. Only the Pope was interpreting the Bible and then telling, hey, I think we got to do this. Okay, we'll follow. But we have given the opportunity to study the Word. Like the Puritans, we have the religious freedom to study, and so